You are now listening to
the Primal Armor Podcast.
This episode is sponsored by Executive Fit LLC. They build custom deadlift platforms, custom barbell storage pieces, and make indoor and outdoor signage for your home or corporate gym. Every platform that pairs with a rack is customized to that specific rack, so everything fits nice and clean. And they ship nationwide. Each platform has a logo applied in a way that makes it impossible to peel up from wear and tear. They even make custom nameplates for your squat rack. Visit executivefitllc.com to request a quote and see what's available on their store. That's executivefitllc.com to upgrade your deadlift game today. Welcome back again to episode 61 of the Primal Armor Podcast. This week has just been a huge struggle for me in terms of working on the podcast and working on Primal Armor. I just got done working 5 days straight in a row at the fire station. Then my laptop took a crap on me. And I've just been so busy that I was struggling to figure out what I was going to talk about for this week's episode. And work has just kept me busy, and I didn't have much time to research topics this week. And when I did have time, I was researching the best laptop out there to continue working on the business. And I'd done such a good job of getting out episodes while I was gone on vacation in the last month. And that's because I was recording a bunch in a row and putting them on the queue to be released each week for you guys. And I know that's what a lot of podcasts do. They record like 10 or more episodes at a time. But I don't really like doing that. And I like to talk about what speaks to me that week and just something that's very relevant to that week or that just whatever's going on in the world. But this week has just really kicked my ass because I've had such a hard time creating this week's episode because it's been so long now that since I've been creating episodes because we were gone for so long for vacation and then all that with work. And it was even more so, especially because my new laptop didn't get here until just hours before this episode was supposed to drop. So I had plenty of work to do. But with that being said, and with me waiting until the last minute, I want to take this week to focus on procrastination because that's definitely what I did this week. There's just so many things these days that make procrastination even easier than it was 10 or even 20 years ago. There's streaming sites like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Peacock, and many, many more just like that. Most people get sucked right in and watch episode after episode. And that's why there's a good thing that Netflix does, that they'll pause after a few episodes and see if you're still watching. And that's a perfect time to just get up and do something else, because that's how you know you've been there and sitting watching TV for too long. And I know that's something I've struggled with in the past week. I've only been home to sleep in my bed for one night in the last week. And when I've been home, it's so easy to just sit down with my wife and relax and watch some shows. But watching shows begins to add up real quick. And that's why before you know it, Netflix is asking you if you're still there. And now add those hours on with all the apps that are on your phone and when you're on social media. And iPhones have the new feature that you can see your screen time and that added up throughout the day and throughout the week. And those minutes begin to add up quick each time you open up your phone and just scroll through Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, texting, or any other app that you use. After doing a little bit of research, I saw that the average adult spends 6 to 7 hours a day on their phone through Apple's Screen Time app. And that's almost an entire workday right there. And think about how productive people are at work, just a single day at work. And you're doing that on your phone. That's basically like working a full-time job, just scrolling through your phone mindlessly. And just think about how much you could get done if you cut that time even in half. You don't have to just cut it all the way out. Just cut that in half in 4 hours a day. And that's not even accounting for the screen time for shows. And now let's add in what we were talking about a few episodes ago with watching sports and watching and playing fantasy sports. It's baseball's playoff time. NBA just started, and the NFL is in full swing. Weekends are so easy to just veg out and do absolutely nothing. And now think about spending 7 hours a day on your phone, then watching a few TV shows at night, and then spending your weekends watching sports. And now you have no time to get your list done because you're complaining that you feel like you have no time to do it. And I know because I do the same exact thing, especially in this past week. And you may not be that bad to that extent, but we can all improve somewhere. Just cutting out 1 hour of that can really begin the process of getting more and more productive and getting things on your to-do list actually done. We make time for what is important to us. So if things on your to-do list are important for you to get done to release some stress, you need to be prioritizing your time wisely to get them done. And I know I struggled with that this past week in making this episode, but getting the podcast out to you guys is a priority to me. So I finally just had to buckle down and make the time to get this done. And I procrastinated while doing it, but I got it done. And now I need to do a better job at actually following my own advice here, so I'm not in the same position next week or the next week or even the week after that. Because like I said, I like to record each week to get the best information out to you guys and the current topic that's lighting my fire. And the best thing you can do is block off a period of time throughout the week and make sure you actually hold yourself accountable to that so you're actually getting the things done that you need to get done. The easiest thing you can do is just eliminate one of those 7 hours of time the average person spends on their phone each week. I saw a quote the other day that really puts things into perspective. People are prisoners of their own phones, and that's why they call them cell phones. It's because they're dangerous, and they can easily suck you in. But they're also the easiest change that you can make just to add some more productive time to your day. And if you're unable or can't set that phone down, then just try waking up earlier or staying up a little bit later to get those things done. Because there's 24 hours in a day and there's only 7 days in a week. But there's plenty enough time to get things done that you need to get done. You just have to make those things your priority in life. So the next time you're complaining about not having enough time in your day to get things done, ask yourself, is this important to me? Or should I be using my time more wisely? Before we end today's episode, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Anchor Podcasts. They distribute this podcast to you guys in just about any platform you may try to find us on, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. All the recording, editing, and final touches are also done through Anchor, which makes getting the Primal Armor podcast out to you guys very quick, easy, and mobile. You guys can also submit questions or voice messages that I can add to our next episode. Go download the Anchor.fm app today to check out what it's all about. I just want to thank you for listening to today's podcast, and we'll see you back here again next week.